I have told you before, no children allowed in this office. You have made a big mistake. Enini said with a frown. Sarah, feeling scared, apologized, explaining that her babysitter had cancelled and she had no one to leave her child with. Enini listened but remained firm. Rules are rules. I cannot tolerate any disruptions, she declared, and unfortunately fired Sarah on the spot.
Once upon a time, in a bustling city in Africa, there was a woman named Enini. She was 35 years old and owned a big fancy company that made her very rich. Enini was known by everyone as a strict lady who ran her business with an iron fist. Now, Enini had a peculiar way of thinking. She believed she could never submit to any man and rejected all the suitors who came her way. Her heart seemed to be locked away and no one could find the key to open it. Enini's employees at her company were always scared of her. She didn't care about their feelings and would quickly fire them if they made even the tiniest mistake. Enini thought highly of herself and felt fulfilled by her power and wealth. But there was something else about Enini. She didn't like the sight of children. In fact, she hated seeing them around her, saying they constituted a nuisance. Enini didn't allow her employees to come to the office with any child, and she would fire them if they made such a mistake. Enini lived in a big mansion, and she didn't live with anyone. She liked staying alone, finding comfort in her solitude. The only person she allowed in was her personal assistant, Hilda. Hilda was a very nice, calm, and peaceful lady. One day, as Enini sat in her grand office, she noticed one of her employees, Sarah, had brought her child to work by mistake. Enini's face turned stern, and she called Sarah into her office.
I have told you before, no children allowed in this office. You have made a big mistake, Enini said with a frown. Sarah, feeling scared, apologized, explaining that her babysitter had cancelled and she had no one to leave her child with. Enini listened but remained firm. Rules are rules. I cannot tolerate any disruptions, she declared, and unfortunately fired Sarah on the spot. Meanwhile, Hilda, the calm and peaceful personal assistant, observed this scene quietly. She couldn't help but feel a pang of sympathy for Sarah and her child. As time went on, and in his reputation for being strict and unwavering spread across the city, children were afraid to go near her mansion, and parents warned their little ones not to disturb the lady who hated the sight of children. Enini continued living her solitary life, finding solace in her wealth and power. However, little did she know that change was on the horizon, and it would come in the form of an unexpected twist in her story. Hilda was 5 years younger than Enini, but she was always there for her, even though Enini didn't seem to value her much. Hilda was a calm and peaceful lady. One day at the company, Hilda had an idea. She thought of a proposal that could make things better for everyone. Excitedly, she went to Enini and said, Boss, I have a proposal that might help our company and make things even better. But Enini, being the strict person she was, just waved her hand and said, Hilda, mind your business and keep working as my assistant. I don't want to hear about your proposals. She rejected Hilda's idea, making Hilda feel really bad. She couldn't do anything about it. Enini continued being strict and mean, not realizing the value of Hilda's ideas and kindness. Hilda, even though feeling sad, still tried her best to help Enini in any way she could. She hoped that maybe one day Enini would see the good things around her. A new man named Davis moved into Enini's neighborhood. Davis was a nice man who also ran a multi-million-dollar company just like Enini. He thought it would be friendly to approach Enini and say hello. But oh no, when Davis tried to talk to Enini, she gave him a big loud slap on his face. Enini warned him never to come close again. Davis was so shocked. He didn't know what he did wrong. After Enini left, Hilda, who was Enini's calm assistant, went up to Davis. She apologized for Enini's behavior, saying, I'm sorry. Enini can be really strict and sometimes not too nice. Feeling sad about what happened, Hilda decided to talk to Enini about it. She went to Enini's mansion and said, Enini, maybe we can talk about what happened with Davis. He's a nice man, and I think he just wanted to be friends. But instead of understanding, Enini got angry. She told Hilda that it was none of her business and that she should focus on being her assistant. Enini, feeling really upset, fired Hilda for not minding her own business. Hilda left the mansion with a heavy heart. She didn't understand why Enini was so unkind. Enini continued with her life as if nothing ever happened. She went to work and came back without reaching out to Hilda, her assistant. But one day, something unexpected occurred. Enini was at home when she accidentally fell down while trying to get something from the kitchen. She couldn't stand and needed help urgently. With her phone in hand, the only person that crossed her mind was Hilda. Enini called her and asked her to hurry up and come to help. Hilda, being the kind hearted person she was, ran to Enini's aid. She arrived that night and took Enini to the hospital. The doctors confirmed that Enini was down with kidney failure and needed a kidney transplant immediately. Unfortunately, they couldn't find any available match for her. Enini had gone unconscious, and the doctor shared this heartbreaking news to Hilda. Hilda, despite everything that happened before, couldn't bear to see Enini in pain. She begged the doctor to do whatever he could to help Enini, assuring him that money wasn't the problem. However, the doctor explained that they need to find a donor for the kidney transplant. Hilda became confused but determined to help Enini. She left the hospital to get a change of clothes and something to eat. Hilda reached out to most of her colleagues, hoping they would be willing to be a donor for their strict boss. To her surprise, many of them refused. They were still upset about how Enini treated them at work. Hilda felt disheartened, but she didn't give up. She knew she had to find a way to help Enini, who was now depending on her for a second chance at life. The clock was ticking, and Hilda had to figure out a solution to save Enini. Hilda, Enini's assistant, decided to be a donor. Even though Enini had treated her unkindly before, Hilda knew that saving a life was more important. She arrived at the hospital and bravely told the doctor about her decision. The doctor examined Hilda and quickly rushed her into the theater for the kidney transplant. The operation was a success, and both Hilda and Enini began their journey to recovery. When Enini woke up, she was surprised to find out what Hilda had done for her. She couldn't believe that after all she had done to Hilda, she was now the one who needed help. In tears, Enini thanked Hilda for her selfless act and apologized for everything. Hilda, with a warm smile on her face, forgave Enini. She knew that sometimes people make mistakes, and this was a chance for them to start anew. The experience brought a change in Enini's heart, and she realized the importance of kindness and gratitude. As they recovered in the hospital, Enini and Hilda spent time talking and understanding each other better. Enini was amazed by Hilda's generosity and kindness, and she promised to be a better person moving forward. Once they were both well, Enini and Hilda left the hospital together, their friendship stronger than ever. Enini learned a valuable lesson about treating others with respect and kindness, no matter their position or background. From that day on, Enini transformed into a more understanding and compassionate person. She appreciated the people around her, including Hilda, who had shown her the true meaning of forgiveness and unconditional kindness. After Enini and Hilda recovered, they returned to work together. Enini, feeling changed and grateful, did something surprising. She gathered all her employees and apologized for the way she had treated them before. She told them how sorry she was for her mistakes and promised to be a better boss. Her employees were surprised but happy to hear Enini's sincere apology. They forgave her and welcomed her back with smiles. Enini, holding Hilda close as her soul sister and best friend, thanked her for the incredible show of love and care. Enini decided to make things right, not only with words but with actions. She promoted Hilda to be her partner, and they started working together as a team. Enini realized the value of having someone as kind and supportive as Hilda by her side. To make their bond even stronger, Enini asked Hilda to move in with her. Hilda happily agreed, and they started sharing Enini's big mansion. The once lonely and strict Enini found joy in having a friend like Hilda around. Enini kept her promise of being a better boss. She treated her employees with respect and kindness, making the workplace a much happier and positive environment. Her team was grateful for the positive changes, and they all worked together harmoniously. Enini and Hilda's friendship blossomed every day. They shared laughter, dreams, and supported each other through thick and thin. Enini learned the true meaning of friendship and the importance of treating others with kindness. Something wonderful happened in Enini's life. Davis, the man she had slapped before, came to her company to ask about her health. To his surprise, he found out that Enini had changed into a better person. Enini, now kind and full of warmth, welcomed Davis with a smile. She apologized for her previous actions, and Davis, being a forgiving soul, accepted her apology. They became friends and spent time getting to know each other. As days turned into weeks, their friendship blossomed into something more. Enini and Davis found themselves falling in love. They decided to take their relationship seriously, and before long, they got married. Hilda, Enini's loyal friend, was by her side as the chief bridesmaid, supporting her in his new chapter of life. Their wedding became the talk of the town, filled with joy and happiness. Enini had truly transformed into a better person, and her love for children grew. After the wedding, she decided to share her joy with others. Enini visited orphanage homes, bringing lots of gifts for the children. Soon, Enini and Davis were blessed with twins, a boy and a girl. Their little family became a pillar of strength for the community. Hilda, being the loving friend she was, became the godmother to the twins. And in his heart, once closed off to children, now overflowed with love and care. She embraced motherhood with warmth and joy. The twins brought laughter and happiness into their home, making it a place filled with love. Annie, Davis, and the children continued to be a source of inspiration for others. They showed that people can change, find love, and create a happy family. Their story became a shining example of redemption, forgiveness, and the beauty that comes from opening one's heart to others. And so, in their little corner of the world, and in his once solitary life, transformed into a tale of love, friendship, and the joy that comes from embracing a new beginning. The city celebrated their story, grateful for the positive impact this newfound family had on the community. The story of Enini teaches us that it's never too late to change and find happiness. Enini was a strict and stern lady who thought she had everything she needed, but she was missing out on the joy of kindness and understanding. The lesson is simple: open your heart to others, be kind, and embrace the unexpected moments of joy. Life becomes richer when we care about people, understanding their feelings, and find happiness in the little things. So, let's remember to be open minded, treat others with kindness, and cherish the magic of love and joy in our lives. Thank you for watching this exciting story about Enini on African Stories. If you liked it and felt happy with Enini's journey, please show your support by clicking the like button, sharing with your friends, and leaving a comment below. To see more interesting stories and learn about different cultures, please subscribe to African Stories and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Your support means a lot and helps us bring more stories to you. Until we meet again, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep smiling.